Shalom Israel, this is Priest and Officer of 5,000 Yatazar in the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. I have two of my sisters right next to me. I have sister, what's your name, sis?
Nadine.
And where are you from, Nadine?
The Bronx.
The Bronx, and what's your nationality?
Haitian.
Haitian. Ça passe. Et puis m'gon l'autre sir, I have another sister here with me. What's your name, sis?
Janae.
Janae, where you from?
I'm coming from the Bronx to Harlem today.
And what's your nationality?
I'm a mix. So my father's from Puerto Rico, Santurce, Puerto Rico. My mother's from Jackson, Mississippi, Irish, Scottish, American. I got a lot of different blood in me. You will never figure it out, but I'm here to speak for the people.
Your father is from Puerto Rico. We already know what it is. My sister right here, Nadine, and my sister, Janae. So I have a question for both of you, right? In the ISUPK, we teach that so-called blacks, Latinos, indigenous people, that we are the same people. We are God-chosen people. I would like your take on this subject and the importance of black and Hispanic coming together. Nadine.
Okay. It is important that we recognize that we are one and the same. We are humans. We are in a borrowed vessel. So at the end of the day, we carry the same culture. We've gone through the same tragedies of European colonization. We had spoken, and you'll soon hear from my sister, in terms of how the beating of the drums of our ancestors, diaspora, how we had to communicate against colonization. Our unification between the black and brown communities cannot be separated because it's one and the same. As a result of this, the things that are happening in present day and present time with the police, goes back to slavery and the days of in the United States in terms of like before the civil rights, during the times of the Civil War. It goes even back to the stories of the controversial of 1691. The way we are trained, and we train our children, and we pass this on into mental enslavement. The things that are going on with our generations, with our young kids, it's a negative seed that's planted that we are supposed to remain oppressed. That black and brown community keep us separated, even to points that, and I'll bring religion into it. We talk about Islam and Israel and Muslims and things like that. They force you to steer away from your own religion so that if you are practicing whether you are Catholic, Islam, or you're practicing any type of other religion, that you're denying who you truly are, that you are battling competition with one another in the black and brown communities. When you drop your water and you're saluting your ancestors, you're saluting the darkest of the dark. And then the fact that, like in the Haitian flag, they say, l'union fait la force. Without the unity and the coming together, like when I'm coming together now, I had never met him before. We met each other today. So he's my brother. Whether I know him or not, he is my brother. At the end of the day, when people come together and with the right mind and the right mindset to change something, you have to assemble together, rassembler ensemble, to make a change. You cannot stay sleeping somewhere or stay silent, because like we say, you become part of the problem. And I'm going to pass it off to my sister that's going to tell you a little bit more about how she feels on the Puerto Rican side, about how we as sisters been friends for like 20 plus years, and how we bring unification together into our home, into our communities, into our jobs, etc.
Thank you very much. Very powerful words. Now, Sister Nadine, we passing it on to you.
Yeah.
Sister Janae. Not bad. Okay.
How you doing? So today I'm here for Robert Brooks, right? And a little bit discouraged, disappointed in my own people. And when I say my own people, I'm talking about humanity. There's not one people that's my people. I am my people, the world's, right, beyond my backyard, beyond my family, across the world, right? But we're here for Robert Brooks today and the murder that happened, that took place, that the murderers, right, took this man's life and they're still walking the streets. We're talking about unity. He wanted to ask me about how I feel about unity between blacks, Latinos. I don't like the word Latino. I say we Caribbean, right? I'm Puerto Rican. We Caribbean, right? So we Caribbean, we share the same food. We share the same food as people in Dominican Republic. I share the same food as my sister Nadine. first generation Haitian born, right? We share the same rhythms, right? We share the same blood, the history, the revolution, the Cuban Revolution, right? The Haitian Revolution. When we get people coming from different islands, traveling islands, the blood is infused in all of us, but we seem to forget, right? We seem to get divided. I think the division is toxic. I think that it's not serving us as a whole, as a people. I think we're belittling one another, and the lack of show up for support for Robert Brooks today is a testimony to the division that we speak about. It shouldn't just be, he's a black man that got killed, so we're not showing up. We're showing up for people in Palestine, right, as we should. We should be showing up for the people of Haiti, right? Because the island of Haiti has been going through their own revolution since the beginning of time, right? We're dividing Dominican and Haitian people on an island, the same lands, right? We're not talking about the indigenous people, the indigenous women that go missing. We're not talking about the missing black and brown women in the Bronx. We don't hear about any of it because we're so caught in trying to buy the life that we see that we value, which is not ours. So we need to start valuing one another. We need to go back to the roots. We need to go back to the blood. We need to go back to the folklore stories, right? Our grandmother's stories. Because I was born in Jackson, Mississippi. We know the history of Mississippi, right? We talk about the gentrification of Puerto Rico, right? We saw Brooklyn. Brooklyn is gone, right? Harlem's going. They're coming for the Bronx, right? When I talk about people trying to buy lands, buy people, buy your thoughts, buy what your knowledge, right? My last point is going to be seek your knowledge. Seek your people, seek your knowledge, and stay true to yourself. I'm here. I'm very disrupted. I'm very disappointed. A lot of people. I've been sharing the Robert Brooks story with a lot of my people. I'm an educator in the Bronx, in the biggest special needs school. I don't see educators here. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of the diasporic community where I do Afro-Caribbean dance, right? And we do these dances coming from revolutionary people, like the Haitian Revolution. I might not know the language, brother, right, but I stand with the people of Haiti. You're my people too. You're my brother too. You know what I'm saying? Because when we talk about those folkloric stories and we talk about the revolution that inspired the worlds, where is everybody? That shows you the division. La unión es la fuerza. And together we stand strong. So, any other questions?
No, thank you so much. I got you, sis. Thank you so much. And yes, we say so-called black, so-called Latinos, indigenous people. We do not agree with these terms. These are the terms that were imposed on us because we are a people that lost our identity. And as you said, it is very important for us to recognize that we are being oppressed. And one of my generals said something that is very important, and I'll pass it on to you, sis, right? One of my generals said, it is a sad thing when your oppressor tells you who to feel sorry for. And as a people, we have been trained not to consider the pain that we are suffering day to day, because our oppressor tell us to forget about it, but they will tell us to feel sorry about the Ukrainians, feel sorry about Palestine, feel sorry about everybody else when something happened in France, when something happened in England, when something happened somewhere else. But what about us right here in Harlem? What about the pain that we have been going through for centuries? And it is a very sad thing when your oppressor tells you who to feel sorry for. That's why I appreciate both of you and y'all have been friends for over 20 years. In the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we teach that so-called black, so-called Latinos, so-called Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, we are the same people and we must come together. You wanted to say a following thing, sis?
Oh, yes. One last thing is that I want you guys, as this is streaming, to ask yourselves and to remind yourselves, why is it New York One not here? Why is it CNN not here? Why is it all the big news networks that are not here? This is part of oppression. This is part of how to keep the silence going, picking and choosing what they want you to hear, what not to hear. Unless you individually, like my sister and I said, in social media, it's supposed to be mainstream. You hear about things that Trump is doing, all these other people, but It's to show you how minute they feel it is not important. Robert Brooks is important. What is happening in the different communities, to the black men in the black community, in the Latin community, in the black and brown communities, and indigenous communities is important. It is a way of oppression to keep you silent and to keep you in the dark. It is your time now. Whether they're taking away DEI or taking things away from the education system, as well as me, I am an educator. And I am disappointed that as a teacher, a high school teacher, I'm always talking to my young teenage kids. And the fact that I don't see these mainstream networks here, and it's such a small group, there should be millions of people here, thousands of people here protesting and standing in his honor. But it's not happening. Ask yourself why.
And I have one more
Thank
thing.
you, sis. Yes, you can follow up, please.
Yeah. I want to also follow up, right, and to actually talk about how we need to learn ourselves, right, by connecting with one another. Like, I appreciate you sitting and talking to us, because that's what we don't do enough, right? We don't talk to each other. But talking to each other, we understand our stories, right? But we got to understand ourselves. We got to understand our internal wisdom. You see how the sun is shining on us, right, and giving us that life source, and we're actually standing on ancestral grounds. That's a lot of power. And us as living, breathing individuals, we need to really recognize our power. So we need to use our words to say, to spread our knowledge. Not just, chasing for these stars, the moon, the stars that we don't understand. We have the knowledge and we have the power within us. Self-education, right? Because they're not going to tell us the real education. Make yourself knowledgeable. Talk to your family. Talk to your elders and talk to your children. That also creates a unique unity that we need within our own family lines. We can't really heal the world without us healing our own family and our own personal brothers and sisters. This doesn't have to be separated in activism work. This can be a part of who we are as humans, right? In everyday work and how we live our lives, the conversations that we have. We got to be mindful of what comes out of our mouth, what we put in our brains, and what we really filter in and filter out. So, thank you.
Thank you to both of you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your time, sisters. So-called blacks, Latinos, indigenous people, Hispanics, Native Indians, somos un familia. We are one family. Nous c'est yon famille. Avec ça, m'a quitté nous. C'est frère nous, officier 5 milliards en bas l'ordre commandant général Yahana. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isubk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.
Yeah, Babylon is falling.